Projectors are cheaper than before, but most of them still feel like a compromise once you actually use them. On paper, they promise big brightness and huge screens. But in real life, the picture can feel soft, setup gets annoying, and software often feels outdated. The TCL Projector C1 takes a different approach. After using it across rooms, movies, streaming, and a bit of gaming, it feels less like a budget projector and more like a simple all-in-one entertainment setup that just works wherever you place it. Here is what stood out. Inside the box, things stay simple. You get the projector, a remote with Netflix, YouTube, and Prime Video shortcuts, a power cable, batteries, and basic documents. Nothing extra, nothing missing. Design is equally straightforward. The C1 keeps a clean and practical look without trying to stand out too much. At just under 1.8 kilograms, it feels easy to move in real use. Not just portable on paper, but something you can actually pick up and shift around the house. We ended up doing exactly that during testing. One night it was set up for movies in a room, later it moved to another space, and at times it was even angled toward the ceiling for late-night viewing. The built-in gimbal stand makes this easy. You do not need to adjust feet or place objects underneath. You just tilt it and get the angle you want. It sounds small, but over time it makes the whole experience faster and more effortless. One of the best parts of this projector is how little setup it needs after power on. Focus, keystone, and alignment are handled automatically. In testing, we placed it at different angles and it adjusted itself within seconds, often before we even used the remote. It makes the whole experience feel flexible. You can move it between rooms or point it at different walls, and it still gets ready on its own. Features like auto screen fit and obstacle avoidance add to that ease. They may look small on paper, but in daily use, they remove setup effort and keep things simple. Now let's get to picture quality, because that's what most people care about. This is a native 1080p projector with support for 4K content playback. On paper, that may not sound particularly exciting in a market full of products throwing around 4K labels. However, C1 is backed by TCL's 44 years of TV picture calibration expertise, delivering TV-level picture quality with support for HDR10 video playback. But after watching movies, YouTube videos, sports, and TV shows, we think TCL focused on the right things. We expected a few compromises at this price, but honestly, movies looked better than we anticipated. Faces looked natural, subtitles stayed easy to read, and background elements remained easy to pick out without us feeling like we needed more resolution. Even larger screen sizes maintained a surprisingly polished look. We kept pushing screen size larger and larger at 40 to 120 inches, and surprisingly, content still held together quite well. Color performance ended up being one of the more pleasant surprises. It uses a 3-inch LCD panel with 230 ISO lumens, and in real use that clearly sets the limits. In a daytime room, the image looks flat, contrast drops, and colors lose strength. It is not meant for that kind of setup. But in a dim room, or around a 40 to 120 inch screen, things come together properly. The 1500 to 1 contrast starts to feel more useful, shadows hold better detail, and the HD glass lens keeps the image clean without making it look harsh. What we noticed most is that it does not push colors aggressively. TrueHue processing seems to keep things controlled, so skin tones and natural scenes look more believable instead of overly saturated. Dark scenes stay readable for this category, and sports content also benefits from the larger screen size, where motion feels more immersive and easy to follow. Overall, it is clearly tuned for controlled lighting. In that space, it stays consistent, natural, and easy to watch without needing constant adjustments. One strong point of the C1 is software, and it shows in everyday use. It runs Google TV with Netflix certification, plus full support for YouTube, Prime Video, and Disney+. Everything is built in, so there is no need for external streaming sticks. The MT9630 processor with 2 GB RAM and 16 GB storage is not high-end, but it handles apps smoothly for streaming and basic navigation. App switching stays stable without noticeable lag in normal use. Google Assistant is also properly integrated. We used it for search, app launch, and playback control, and it worked without extra steps. Overall, it feels simple to use and free from extra setup hassle. Audio performance is better than expected, but we stay realistic here. Its built-in 8-watt speaker with Dolby audio is not meant for deep cinema sound, yet it handles everyday use well. Dialogue stays clear, and voices come through clean without distortion at normal volume levels.
But how many crimes for this? Come out! Thanks for the courtesy.
Death by day player.
For casual viewing like bedroom setups, dorm use, or travel, it is more than enough to enjoy movies without external audio right away. Bass is limited, which is expected in this size. A compact body like this cannot produce deep low-end impact, so it will not replace a proper speaker system. Still, you can connect external speakers when needed, which quickly upgrades the experience for movies or larger rooms. Now let's see how it handles gaming. We connected a console through HDMI and it was ready within seconds. On a large projected screen, the experience feels noticeably more immersive, especially in racing and story-based games. Input response is fine for casual play. It is not on the level of a gaming monitor, so fast competitive titles will feel better elsewhere, but for relaxed sessions, it stays responsive enough to enjoy without distraction. Where it really wins is scale. Even simple games feel bigger and more engaging on a 100-inch setup. Connectivity also keeps things simple. HDMI 2.1, USB 2.0, Bluetooth 5.1, Wi-Fi 5, and Google Cast cover most setups without extra effort. One detail that matters more over time is the fully sealed optical engine. It is not something you notice on day one, but it plays a big role later. Dust is usually what slowly ruins image quality in budget projectors. Here, the sealed design helps reduce that risk, so the image stays more consistent over time. It also uses a rated 30,000-hour LED light source, which adds to the long-term confidence for regular use. After using the TCL Projector C1, the overall feel is more about balance than standout specs. The 3-inch Full HD LCD delivers a clean enough image for its size class. The 230 ISO lumens clearly define its space, so it works best in dim rooms rather than bright environments. What makes it easier to live with is the rest of the system. Google TV with Netflix certification feels complete. Autofocus and Keystone remove setup effort, and connectivity stays simple with HDMI 2.1, USB, Bluetooth 5.1, and Wi-Fi 5. It is not chasing high brightness or 4K detail. Instead, it focuses on a smooth, everyday experience for movie nights, streaming, casual gaming, and bedroom use. And in that role, it feels consistent, easy to use, and low effort from start to finish.